You're 40 years old with no savings and you want to be a millionaire. Yes, it's possible. I do want to caveat. If you only start saving and investing in your 40s, there are some drastic lifestyle changes that you will have to do. I cannot emphasize the importance of tracking your expenses. Expenses that don't serve you, expenses that can be replaced with something cheaper or even free. To keep track of your expenses, I personally use an app called Spendings. It's a free app. I like it because it allows me to customize my income as well as my expenses. It just makes it easier for me to manage. And I have attached the link below. It's a free app. I don't get paid from them. In fact, I use them and I use the free version. So it has served me really well. So, second, enroll in your company's workplace pension. All companies in the UK are required to auto enroll their employees in the workplace pension. And a typical case is where you sacrifice 5% of your gross salary, and the company will contribute 3% of your gross salary on top of what they pay you into the workplace pension. And this really is the tool that I'm going to use to help you turbocharge your savings so that you can build up more than £1 million of investment portfolio when you retire in 65. What I did is to extract the following data. First is the S&P 500 ETF return for the past 40 years. For those of you who don't know, S&P 500s are the 500 largest companies listed in the American Stock Exchange. And they include companies like Apple, Google, Meta, Nvidia, Tesla, Palantir, a lot. Really big companies. And ETF stands for Exchange Traded Funds. You can think of it like a fruit basket. That's how I always think of ETF. Fruit baskets, ETF, would mean when you buy a unit of ETF, it means you're buying a fruit basket of all of these largest companies in the US in this one single fruit basket. It takes away a lot of the investment decisions from you, especially if you're a novice investor. This makes it easier for you to decide and also build a system where you're consistently pumping money into the share market every single month. So that's the first number I extracted. The second number that I extracted are the British pound versus US dollar exchange rate for the past 40 years. With these two numbers, I still need some assumptions. The assumption is how much money are you going to contribute to the workplace pension every single month? So I've used a base case of assuming somebody who's on a £60,000 gross salary and he or she is sacrificing 5% of his or her gross salary into this workplace pension, with employer contributing 3% on top of the £60,000 that your employer is paying you. In this case, you will contribute £250 into your workplace pension and your employer will contribute £150 into this workplace pension. And the link to the website I use is attached below. One thing worth noting here is when you sacrifice 5% of your gross salary into your workplace pension, you reduces your taxable income. Using the base case of £60,000 with 5% workplace contribution every single month, instead of taking home £3,780, this is when you opt out of workplace pension, you'll be taking home £3,630. This is a reduction of £150 in your take-home pay, but you ended up with £400 every single month into your workplace pension. If you are looking at turbocharging, building an investment portfolio for your retirement, this is one tool that you absolutely have to use to help you in this process. Now let's run the numbers. At £400 every single month, I assume that you're going to continue to do that until you reach £1 million in your investment portfolio. Based on the historical data from S&P 500, you would need 32 years to reach £1 million using a £400 contribution every single month. So you'll be able to be a millionaire when you're 72. That might not sound very enticing. So I ran another scenario where you contribute 10% of your gross salary into your workplace pension. Of course, if you earn more, I would strongly encourage you to earn more. But if you earn less, this is where you might want to think about whether you want to take out a second job to supplement your income so that you can increase your contribution into either a workplace pension or SIP. So let's just say you increase your workplace contribution to 10% of your gross salary, with your employer contributing 3% of your gross salary into your workplace pension every single month. In this scenario, you will contribute £500 into your workplace pension, with your employer continue to contribute £150. That means your monthly contribution is £650. Let's look at how much take-home pay are you sacrificing in this scenario. In this case, you will take home £3,480. That's £300 less than if you have opted out of the workplace pension scheme, or £150 less when you only contribute 5% of your gross salary into this workplace pension. But at £300 of monthly take home pay sacrifice, you're contributing £650 into your workplace pension every single month. So I would say that's a worthwhile contribution to make. At £650 a month, based on the S&P 500 return in the past 30 years, you will become a millionaire in 25 years' time. This means if you start from zero at age 40, sacrifice 10% of your gross salary, assuming you make a gross salary of £60,000, contribute £650 into your workplace pension every single month. By the age of 65, you will retire as a millionaire. Some of you might argue, what about inflation? Yes, very, very good point. So I dug out the data from Bank of England's website. According to the Bank of England, the inflation between 2000 to 2025 is about 1.9 times. So if we assume that the inflation is going to stay constant for the next 25 years, as it has been for the past 25 years, it means £1 million now is equal to £1.9 million in 25 years' time, in 2051. So instead of just being happy with retiring with £1 million, maybe you should be aiming for £1.9 million. Let's run the numbers again and see what do we need to do to reach a £1.9 million retirement portfolio. So in this case, you will need to contribute £1,000 per month into your workplace contribution. This is both your portion and also your employer's portion, and increase that by 2% to really beat the inflation. How would it look like from a take-home pay point of view? This means you will reduce your take-home pay from £3,780 to £3,262. This is a £518 sacrifice every single month. So this is a reduction in your take-home pay, but you will end up with £1,000 in your workplace contribution every single month. I would say that's a worthwhile contribution to make if you want to retire as a millionaire when you start from zero. So I didn't say that it's easy, but it's certainly doable. Just think about the possibility of being able to travel around the world and spend quality time with your friends and family when you retire at age 65. And that is certainly a worthwhile pursuit. If you find this video useful, please click a like, and more importantly, share this with all your friends. You know what they say about you being the average of your 5 closest friends. Share this with all of them so that you can pursue this long-term goal together and retire in style together. See you soon. Bye.